Right, so I ran a test yesterday and I was not very happy with the results, and I think I identified some of the problems. For example, one of the problem was I ran out of chilled fluid and hot fluid very fast, probably in 2 minutes, something like that. 2-3 minutes. So basically I could only do a cycle, and after that temperature would be just too low to carry on with that. Now for the heat, I found out what was the problem. In fact, I forgot to open 2 valves in there, allowing actually the chiller to dump heat in the cylinder and in the air damper. Now that was preventing the immersion heater I use now to heat it up properly, because everything was just basically circulating. All the heat produced there was basically pumped out. So I opened that. Now the temperature is increasing, and that's going to be alright, and it is increasing quite fast. So I'm quite happy now with the hot water. 37 degrees at the moment, and it's just increasing. When 5 minutes ago was 35, so now that's just going up steady, and I'm happy with that. On the chiller, I think there is a different problem. Chiller is fine, he's just doing his job well, but I think I need to install some non-return valves. Here I installed these 2 valves, A and B. So the heat energy will put it into this box actually to use it on the next cycle on this box. So I'm transferring fluid from here there before going to the recovery. Now those valves, these 2 valves in there, are letting by. In fact, all of the valves, all these are letting by, and are letting by when pumped from the other way around. So they don't have a no return spring inside or anything. It's just a membrane, and that membrane is actually closed into normal direction, but from opposite side, if there is any pressure, it's just gonna push open the membrane, and there is a leakage basically. There is not much what I can do with that, because all the flow going through the valves is actually returning normally on the return line. So even if I'm going to put a no return valve there, yes, it's going to keep the same flow. I will have to put it somewhere in here as well. So basically I need 6 no return valves, not 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, not 6 actually. Return on a chiller, return on a heater, and on both of these valves. Now to do that, I will have to actually partially drain the system, isolate the tanks, buffer tanks, and drain the system. And I know that they are leaking, because in normal conditions, when this is about minus 30 degrees, for example, look what flow I got in here. It's 19.5 liters per minute. 19.5 on a 28 mil pipe on a very short circuit. When I was running this one was 14 and that's 22 mil pipe. That's far more bends, far more restriction into it. In fact, it should be about 4, but part of that increase is actually because some of these valves are not closing properly and is letting by, creating additional paths for the fluid to circulate through. So that's the plan for now, to just partially drain it and install some non-return valves. For example, here is fairly easy. I got space where to put one on the that's the return probably there. I'm just gonna cut it and try to see if I'm gonna have enough room to put a valve. If not, probably gonna be able to put it next to the cylinder around there. So those 2 are, let's say, fairly easy to do. Now these are the challenging bits. I need to strip off the insulation and try to find some space for them. Now the problem is I have to just drain the whole this thing out because there is no other isolation. I cannot rely on the valves to hold, they will not hold. And I have automatic air vents, one up there and one here, and as soon as I cut the pipe, it's just gonna let air in, and even if I'm gonna isolate them still, I will see. We'll see. Meanwhile, where I could improve the system, right, on the circulation as well. Yeah, on a recovery side here, I should actually put a no return valve as well to prevent backflowing. So at some point I found a backflow. Now this is the normal circulation, like that. So pump gonna push into that direction and come here and gonna go up, but I found some backflowing when the chiller was running, the pump chiller was running. Some of the chilled fluid actually was migrating through here, so those valves are not closing properly, and yeah, now I need to address those issues first before doing any other testing, because that affect everything. Yesterday, yes, I had a decent-ish run, but then I run out of coolant, and take a while actually. I thought it was about 30 minutes to recharge it, but it's taking more than 30 minutes actually to cool down that volume of fluid. So yeah, all right.